to a lady named Nicole Vertner. And she immediately tried to pawn me off on Bryan. Well, Bryan comes up to me all the time. He wants stuff. But then once he gets what he wants, he starts immediately trash talking and being a fucking punk ass bitch. Just stay the hell away from me if you're going to be like that. Now, how many times has he come up to me wanting stuff, promising he's going to pay me back, promising he's going to help? And does he ever actually come through? No, he doesn't. He lies and intentionally misleads because he's a fucking junkie. This is the problem with idiots like Nicole Vertner. Bryan is a goddamn junkie. He's not going to fucking help me. His brain is permanently on the junk. Fucking Christ. So what happened tonight? Well, after ripping me off for $40 and empty promises, and also promising me that my stuff would be safe over at Ryan's, and yeah, it wasn't. He went through my shit. Ryan went through my shit. Dora went through my shit. Then Bryan wants to come up and ask me for some money, or some cigarettes, or some rolling papers all the goddamn time. No, dude. But what happens if I tell him no? He's going to throw a fucking tantrum like a goddamn 5-year-old. He's going to turn into full-on goddamn junkie mode. Oh, poor him, right? Poor him, he's a goddamn junkie who takes advantage of people. You goddamn right I speak up. Somebody fucking has to. Like, here's the thing. How do men get treated when they're victimized, huh? Does Bryan consider him being victimized? Does he consider that actual victimization? Yes. When I'm victimized, he wants to pretend like I deserve it. Yeah. Predators take advantage of the people that they think they can get away with doing it to. Bryan is no fucking different. He is absolutely no goddamn different at all. He came up and asked if I had a cigarette or a rolling paper. I should have started recording immediately. I know I should every time I see him. So he come up to my window. He wanted either a cigarette or a rolling paper. I told her I didn't have any cigarettes, but I gave him a rolling paper. It's the only one I could find, or I'd give him more than one, you know? So he was there next to my car, rolling a cigarette for quite a while, and I said, hey, here's the thing. You know, I'm tired of people coming up and asking for stuff, and they're not contributing back. I'm tired of people coming up knowing that I'm a disabled adult who can't take care of himself and making empty promises. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of people promising me that they'll pay me back tomorrow, or that they just need a few bucks to go get something to eat and then they'll help me. They'll be back in 5 minutes. No, that's not how it fucking works. But the other thing is, if I don't, then you pretend I'm not fucking trying. And somehow that magically justifies your crimes. Victim blaming is not okay. So Bryan wanted to tell me that it's my fault that people take advantage of me, that I choose to be victimized. No, I don't. I fucking don't. I didn't choose for Wolnez to harm me repeatedly. Bryan is a fucking piece of shit. Fine, he can stay the hell away from me. I told him what? To get the hell away from me. And then, of course, he wants to yell victim at me like well, now that's magically my name because he didn't like me saying no. Me saying I'm not okay with that. Me saying it is not okay to victimize the victim. If somebody 300 pounds decides it's okay to beat on somebody who's 50 pounds, it's not that 50-pound person's fault that they were assaulted. They didn't choose to be a victim. And this is the problem with all these fucking pronoun bitches. Yeah, I gotta say bitches. I don't give a fuck what pronoun you go by. I don't care if you prefer to be called a man or a woman. I don't give a shit if you're gay or straight. I just don't want you shoving it in my face. I stick up for my gay friends. I stick up for my black friends. Yeah, he wanted to yell at me as he was driving by. I'm fine with it. I'll just talk over it. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to disrespect me in that way. I don't mind doing it back. I don't mind. I'd prefer I didn't have to. But people don't get the point until they have to go through it. When a woman gives you the silent treatment when you're in a relationship, right? That's supposed to mean something. And if you don't pick up on whatever it is that it's supposed to mean, well, you're an abusive spouse, right? But you ain't allowed to do the silent treatment or you're acting like a child. Oh, when she starts doing that, say, hey, I don't have time for this. I'm not a pedophile, and I'm not going to stick around with somebody who's obviously not honestly an adult. I don't care if you're 37 goddamn years of age. When you're pulling that goddamn fucking preschool goddamn bullshit on people that you're supposed to care about because you didn't get what you wanted right when you wanted it. Yeah, there's no reason to be in a relationship with a child. And how many women do you know that are not mentally still children who think they're more mature? I get very loud, you goddamn right. What happens if you tell a junkie no? You gotta risk the fact that they might break your shit. They might slander your name. They might go to their druggy circle and fucking spread all sorts of slander. And then you got a bunch of junkies that'll do fucked up shit. Bryan isn't quite as popular as the Bollinger girls. Well, he's not as pretty and he's not as young. But also, if he's going to tell me that I chose to be victimized, I choose for people to hurt me, I choose for people to assault me, that it is my choice for people to be predatory. No, you get the fuck away from me and you stay the fuck away from me. As far as your preferred pronouns, I'd prefer not to. I'd prefer not to give a shit. The only time I need your goddamn pronouns instead of your fucking name is if I'm trying to turn your dumb ass in. If I see a dude in a dress assaulting another person, my description will be that it's a dude in a dress. I don't know how that person chooses to identify. And of course, if I assume I'm a horrible person, but descriptives are important. What is the reality of the situation? If I can't guess the pronouns that they prefer, does that mean I'm going to go to prison for trying to turn in a predator? If a dude in a dress is raping somebody in an alley and I say a dude in a dress just raped somebody in an alley and then ran off, and I can't chase him. But it's a dude in a dress. And then the cops come and arrest me because dude in a dress actually identifies as Mr. Bigsby. That's your pronoun? I'm not sure if that is a pronoun. I don't know if this person's last name is Bigsby. Oh, they're going by a mister. But I picked the wrong pronoun when trying to identify a predator. We can't have this fucking senseless goddamn bullshit. We cannot have this. We can't call the color red anymore. We can't call it red because somebody wants to be offended. They want to identify the color red as actually the color blue. You say, well, all right, so do you identify the color blue as the color red? No, the color blue is the color yellow. Holy fuck. This is the same goddamn word game that you're playing. Who gives a fuck what goddamn word you call it? Let's stick with the descriptives we got. Would it make you feel better if I said a lady with an Adam's apple? Because that would be a goddamn lie. It's not a lady. A lady's not going to fucking rape somebody in an alley. Why am I forced to try to trust drug addicts? Because nobody else gives a shit. At least the drug addicts pretend to care once in a great while, usually when they want something. But then they all blame their victims. Oh, it's not my fault for stealing from you. It's not my fault for misleading you. It's not my fault that I didn't keep my word. It's your fault because you're a victim. And of course, he wanted to use a few expletives and call me victim as an insult. When he did that, I told him, just get the fuck away from me. And then what did he do? Did he respect my boundaries? Did he accept no for a fucking answer? No, he didn't. I literally had to yell at him to get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from me. I am not going to be fucking victim blamed and victim shamed because other people chose to hurt me. I'm not going to listen to somebody who's been predatory towards me, telling me it was my fault that they fucking ripped me off. I don't care if it's Brandon or Bryan or Alicia. I don't care. Wrong is wrong regardless of gender, regardless of skin color, regardless of sexual orientation. And I don't give a holy goddamn if you suck a dick. It's not my business. Now, the moment you start trying to use you sucking a dick as an excuse why you're somehow a victim, I don't give a shit if you suck a dick. As long as it's fucking consensual with both parties and you're both legally able to consent, fine. I'm also not going to accept you being straight, or you being Christian, or you being black, or you being a woman, or you being white. None of these are acceptable excuses. And when I tell somebody to get the fuck away from me, I mean it. I mean, stay away from me too. I'm not interested in bullshit. If you're going to show me friend, I'll call you friend. If you're going to show me junkie, I'm going to call you junkie. If you show me skeezer, I'm going to call you a skeezer. Plain and simple. When you want to pretend that I chose to be victimized, you are victim shaming and victim blaming, and that is obviously Not fucking okay. Of course, that's how men are treated, isn't it? We deserve it. We just need to man up. It's all our fault, isn't it? If a woman is victimized, it's all men's fault. If a man is victimized, it's a man's fault, isn't it? It's not just women, it's also men. I fucking told you. And the worst are the goddamn junkies. Most of them are going to start talking about their Jesus. Of course, with Bryan, he doesn't believe in the Jesus. He believes in Satan and the Church of Satan. And Ryan Woods, you could hear him in the recordings too. He apparently thought that he was married to Bryan and some shit about the spawn of Satan. Like, come on now. Really? Meanwhile, I don't care if he believes in Satan or even worships Satan. Just like the people at church. I don't care if they believe in Jesus or even worship Jesus. What I care about is when they use that as an excuse to harm others. As an excuse why they can do no wrong. As an excuse to say shit like, you can't judge me, only God can judge me. Yeah, Heinrich Himmler thought that too. Same thing with Fritz Saukel. Also Hideki Tojo. Nicole Vertner decided to pawn me off on drug addicts instead of doing her job as a mandated reporter or doing the moral thing that a Christian would do. But she's not a Christian. The first thing she did was go into plain stupid mode. How can you tell a woman is going to do something predatory or is already doing so? She'll start playing stupid. All of a sudden, she doesn't know how to do nothing. Doesn't know how to wipe her own ass. Doesn't know how to do the job that she's supposedly supposed to be trained to do. But you see, we can't exactly go to men either. Men aren't allowed to say no. If I say no, what ends up happening to me? What do I have to deal with if I tell one of these junkies no? What did I have to deal with Christian when I told him no? Him doing it anyway. Or going and breaking shit. Or smacking my things. Or screaming at youngins that he's going to kill them. I tell him, hey man, don't piss on my car. And what does he do? Pulls out his dick and pisses on my car. Yeah, that's recorded on my channel. Now Christian's dead, so he's not going to be held responsible for that. But meanwhile, his voice is still here. His voice is still on my channel. And although they may not have been the best situations, people who cared about him can at least hear his voice and maybe know something about who he was in real life. Bryan's a manipulator. He's also a drug addict. He'll say anything that he needs to get the drugs. We've also got recording after recording after recording of him and the drugs. Now, of course, being assaulted repeatedly by Andrew Wolnez, that doesn't mean that I'm choosing to be assaulted by Andrew Wolnez. I record for my fucking safety. If you're going to be an antagonistic asshole, Me posting up on YouTube isn't me being an antagonistic asshole. It's me speaking up where I will be allowed. Bryan came up, wanted a rolling paper. Took his dear sweet time rolling it. I should have started the camera then. And of course, I wasn't all passive aggressive about it. I was straight up with him that it wasn't just him, it was a lot of people. And that each and every one of them seems to think it's okay to victim blame and victim shame and play like, oh, poor them because they took advantage of me. And then it's my fault that they took advantage of me. It's fucking stupid. Oh, we got somebody who typed the name SEAN. Typing a bunch of satanic and I'm supposing, wait, yep, bunch of racist bullshit. On the bright side, we already know what to do with these pieces of shit. Take a screenshot. Click on his comment. Hide user on this channel. And bam. Can I do that in real life? No. Bryan didn't want to take the very not subtle hint of me telling him to go away. I told him straight up, you do not get to victim blame and victim shame. If a 300-pound man beats on a 50-pound man, he did it because it's easy. Not because the 50-pound man asked to be victimized. None of you could handle this harassment, and especially none of you who are alone. Many of you want to talk philosophically about how we're all alone. No, shut up and fuck off. If you're going to tell a male victim he just needs to man up, or he chose to be a victim, you're a disgusting excuse for a human being and you're a cop-out. I've heard every cop-out there is. I already know when people are full of shit. It's pretty easy. Your body language, your tones, and your snide fucking attitudes when people don't tell you what you want to fucking hear. When I told Christian no, what did he do? He went and vandalized the Tillamook parking lot. I cleaned up some of it, and some of the people who pick up the trash cleaned up some of it. What happened when I told Bryan no? Don't do that. I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with being victim shamed and victim blamed. And if you're going to do that, you need to get away from me. He couldn't take no for an answer. And I already said, hey, you know what? Here's the thing, is that I have to give it up when you ask for stuff. Because if I don't, you're going to throw a tantrum. Sorry, I said you're likely to throw a tantrum. He didn't like that. Of course, who would? What'd he do immediately? Well, he was already throwing a tantrum at that point. Well, I was trying to remain calm and collective. But he just wanted to keep on badgering me about how I chose for him to rip me off. I chose for other people to rip me off because I choose to be victimized. No, fuck off. When I told him to go away, that I'm not okay with what he's doing, that doesn't mean stand next to my vehicle and bully and badger me. It means go away. It doesn't mean harass me. It doesn't mean scream at me at my own fucking car. It doesn't mean call me names. I'll get on fucking YouTube and call you names. And you won't fucking like it. I stick up for my LGBT friends, same as my straight friends. But if one of my gay friends or one of my straight friends shows that they're actually a predator, yeah, I'm not going to magically pretend it's okay because he's gay or magically pretend that it's okay because he's straight. Wrong is fucking wrong. It's just as wrong for somebody who has gender identity issues to kill somebody as it is for somebody who knows exactly who they are and are fine with who they are. For the most part, most Americans don't care if you're fucking gay. What we care about is that every single predator is going to try to use that. How many predators do I know who pretended to be gay because then magically they can't do anything wrong? They would never do anything harmful to a woman. He's a homosexual. Homosexuals don't do that. We've got magical fairy mythology protecting them from ever doing harmful things. Holy shit. No, you don't. Philosophically, you're offended by a descriptive that is a descriptive. Realistically, I'm harmed over descriptives, and you're just whining because you emotionally feel like you should have been born with a penis or a vagina instead of what God gave you, right? Well, I don't believe that God gave it to you. I believe it was the genetics and it was the chromosomes. See, here's the thing, is that there were perks in the 1950s for being married, for being with another person, for having kids, even. Now we get to see how many women have been taught to try to man trap a man with a baby. He just decided to play happy and it's going to be a fun night. And he rethinks his whole strategy of getting the fuck away from you as quickly as possible. And then you go right back to being bitchy as soon as you realize you're pregnant. Like, all right, now I fucking own him. Oh, no, you don't. You treat him like shit, he doesn't want to stick around, no problem. And he should be allowed to leave. Also, he should have access and rights to his child after that child is born, regardless of what the mother says. And if she wants to say that he's not the father or deny him rights as a parent, he shouldn't have to pay her a goddamn thing. I don't think a father who's not allowed to be a father should have to pay child support. If you're not allowed to be a father, that's not your fault. As far as equality goes, you should have the right to choose too. My body, my choice, right? Not for you, sir. Military service is the objective here, son. Your life is mandatorily going to be put on the front lines so American women can whine about not getting the newest Louis Vuitton bag or matching Louis Vuitton luggage or matching Coach luggage or the newest iPhone 40,000 something, insert whatever fucking alphabetical letters you want to insert after that, and we'll call it good. There are lots of men not in relationships being abused by women, taken advantage of by women. But it's not just women, is it? Bryan isn't a woman. Now, I do say the horrible shit that people say about men. Well, I'll change the word men to women. The horrible things that people want to say about women, well, I'll just change the word women to men. No problem. Show you the hypocrisy of your fucking stupidity. Oh, it's not illegal for people to threaten my life. It's not illegal for people to assault me. It's not illegal. Really. I bet you if I just threaten to do these things, it's magically illegal. Matter of fact, I can even make videos speaking about how wrong those things are, and my predators will still grossly reinterpret it to try to pretend like I'm threatening to kill them. Let me tell you something, folks. If I was going to kill you, I wouldn't tell you. That gives you a chance to get away. The only reason that I post up publicly is because I'm against killing people. When you've tried every other option and your predators still have access to you, yeah, you have every right to put a bullet through their fucking skull. Absolutely. Do I have a bullet that I could put through somebody's skull? Well, I'd have to throw it pretty fucking hard because I don't own a gun. I suppose we got rocks in here that are heavy enough they might... Well, no, I don't have any rocks in here. Just gravel fall off my shoes. So, yeah, what am I going to... What am I going to do that with? Huh? Now, Bryan, he's one of the first people I met in this town. I met him within about my first week. Same thing with Casey and Jennifer, and I think I met Christian the first week as well. But the thing is, all of these people, all they did was take advantage of me and tell me it's my fault. So why are mandated reporters like that dumb cunt Nicole Vertner sending me to junkies who are just going to take advantage of me and throw a fucking tantrum when I tell them no? I'm not fucking rich. I can't keep buying you food for you to make an empty promise to pay me back. But if it's important and you're just going to nag on me and rag on me, yeah, just go the fuck away. Go away. If you only care about me when you want something, just go away. That's easy. I care about all the people here, including Bryan. But I also know goddamn well that I don't need to take abuse from him. I don't owe it to him to let him belittle me. And I'm not going to belittle him behind his back. I'll get on YouTube and just tell the truth of the situation. Now, do I have emotions about this situation? Yeah, I'm fucking pissed. Don't take advantage of me, then disrespect me and blame me because you took advantage of me. Don't yell victim at me as a fucking insult. When I say leave me alone, that means leave me alone. Not make me say it nicely 2 or 3 times and then raise my voice to say it again 2 or 3 times and then make me literally yell, get the fuck away from me and leave me alone. What did that result in? Him talking shit, riding away as slowly as he possibly fucking could. He went to the end of the walkway here and then just stood there and stared back at me the whole time I was talking. Now, he could have tried listening as if I were a human being who mattered, but no, he didn't want to do that. He just wanted to be a dick. He shouldn't be held responsible for his addictions. Oh, poor him, he's just an addict. No. There's another feller today that was definitely not like that about being an addict, was he? And goddamn right, like I said I would, I speak out. I make sure I speak out every single day. But the problem is that you can't tell these junkies no. You can't set boundaries with them. There's a lot of people who tell me, oh, dude, you just got to stay away from them. But those people have somebody with them. Most of them a significant other, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or a husband that they've been in a long-term relationship with that makes it less likely for them to be harmed because they're not alone. And I mean literally alone. Oh, sure, you live with your alcoholic husband in your van and you feel all alone because your alcoholic husband don't do nothing but fucking drink. I suppose I can sort of understand that, but that ain't all men's fault. Someone calling himself Gorilla Mars typed spit some bars, and Elliot Rodriguez typed FR, which stands for real. Gorilla Mars typed come on Eminem. I fell in love once and it never goes away, although I know that she's a hoe. I love her anyway. I'm the kind of sucker that hussies go for because they can use me as a carpet while I hold the front door. I get to feel stupid for being naive. She told a bunch of lies I chose to believe. Now where do I go, my dear? I don't know what to do from here. I'm not just a good guy. I try to be the best. That's when you held my heart and ripped it out my chest. Hello. Is that a close enough to a rap? I tried. And I'd also like you guys to actually knock it off on that stuff so we can get down to the real nitty-gritty of this business. The lack of support for actual victims out here. How easy it is to throw us away like we're trash. And why it is that people do so. Why is it the places that we're sent to? Why is they won't do their jobs as mandated reporters? Why is it they ship us around in circles? Each place saying it's not their job, refusing to look at evidence, not listening to the victim, talking over us. It's fucking horrible. Do I stick up for gay people? Yes. If a gay person is predatory, do I stick up for them? No. No. If I see you being predatory towards somebody, I don't care if you're gay or not, you don't get to be a predator. If you back somebody into a fucking corner with your friends, you don't get to play victim when they literally have to fight back to get out of that fucking corner. Meanwhile, when you call somebody mentally ill, they already know that they're on the short end of the stick. Nobody's going to listen. This is why people who are called quote-unquote mentally ill, yeah, they're a lot more likely to be victims of abuse than perpetrators by a fucking shit ton. Then again, all they have to do is pretend like the victim is retarded and the cops will go for it. They don't give a shit. There ain't no cop in America who gives a shit about you. You fucking kidding me? If there's a cop who actually gives a shit about you, like actually gives a shit, then it's your daddy or your mommy. Ain't nobody else gonna give a fuck about you that's got a badge. The moment you pretty girls become homeless, don't have access to your makeup, and start ending up with blemishes, because it's actually tough to find a place to shower sometimes, despite the fact that you have infinite access in places like Boulder, Colorado. The primary issue that we all had as homeless people in Boulder, Colorado was the fact that we couldn't come together and get a goddamn thing done. Because anytime we tried to work together, some goddamn woman would want to pretend like she's interested in somebody so she could have that idiot waste all of our accumulated resources to impress some girlie. Once she's got our money, she's leaving the dude, and we already know it. But then he expects us to understand. How many guys you know like this? Oh man, she's totally hot. There's this small chance, but even a small chance she might love me, Like, fuck, dude, I don't want nothing to do with this. That's a nasty fucking way of thinking. If she ain't happy with fucking McDonald's, ditch the bitch. But don't be pretending like all men are predators. All men are rapists. Don't be shoving male victims to the back of the goddamn bus. Having an older kid shove my head into a pillow and rape me, that was fucking scary. Not being able to breathe was worse than being raped. I couldn't focus on what was going on with being raped. I was only focused on I can't fucking breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. A man can't admit to being sexually assaulted because he's damaged goods for the rest of his life. He's demasculated for the rest of his life. And if he tries to tell on you, you just call him mentally ill and pretend that because he's got a dick, he must be the bad guy, right? We get to hear this my body, my choice out of a bunch of women who tell us that we should be happy that part of our dick was chopped off at birth for her fucking pleasure or for her laziness. You don't know how to wash a fucking foreskin? Well, then fucking learn. You don't know how to use a hammer? Then fucking learn. It's not that fucking complicated. It's not okay to mutilate the genitalia of boys for her pleasure. We're not supposed to fuck for hours, you dumb cunt. We're not supposed to fuck for hours. Y'all have no idea the physical toll that it takes on a man to have to try to keep it up that long when he wants to bust a nut. Well, he's got to do something so that he doesn't. Because he doesn't want to listen to you tell him what a horrible person he is because you didn't get off yet. Well, sorry, but the way that a penis works is not a man's choice. If a man doesn't find you fucking attractive and doesn't get it up, or he's stressed out and doesn't know how to work that out when he's that stressed out, or you literally just fucking smacked him in the face with a frying pan because you expected him to be horny right when you are. When does no mean no? When it's a woman who says it. When does no mean antagonize like a motherfucker? When it's a man who says it. Are there exceptions? Yeah. No matter what color you are or gender you are, the more broke you are, the less you fucking matter. Do I hate Bryan? No, but I need him to stay the fuck away from me. I'm not getting taken advantage of by him again. You know, I got enough problems with stuttering and enough problems with being bullied and enough problems with my Tourette's, enough problems with people's assumptions, all of those. The last thing I need is fucking drug addicts coming up to my vehicle because I'm nice to them. But if I tell them no, they're going to throw a tantrum. If I set boundaries, they're going to throw tantrums. When I say it ain't just women, it's not just women. Not all men are like that. Not all women are like that. But what kind of men and women do you have in your life? Has your friendship actually been tested? Anyway, they're closed over here at the Safeway. I wanted to get out of my car for quite a while. I wanted to go use the bathroom while the Safeway was still open, but I couldn't get out of my car. So I'm gonna pee in one of my empty Starbucks cups. Luckily, I have a blanket that I can wrap around me. All right. And that 100% guarantees nobody's gonna see my tallywhacker. If you think that's funny, yeah, so do I. That's my dad's word. My dad couldn't hear the words penis or vagina without laughing. So my sex talk was me and my stepmom and my dad sitting at a dinner table for 8 hours while my dad tried to preach at me about sex. And every time he said tallywhacker or watu, I'd start laughing and he'd get angry. But he couldn't stay angry because my stepmom would interrupt him to say, it's penis and vagina, Bryan. It's penis and vagina. And then he'd start cracking up. Yeah, that's how you have an 8-hour sex talk with a 12-year-old boy. Apparently. Did I really need the sex talk at 12? No. I wasn't interested in sex at 12. I wasn't interested at 15. I wasn't interested at 25. All I wanted was somebody to hold me and love me. That's fucking it. I'm grossed out by sex. I'm grossed out by penis. I'm grossed out by vagina. I'm grossed out by all of it. If you don't want to cuddle, fine. I don't want to cuddle with you anyway. I want to cuddle with a St. Bernard. They don't have expectations of me. If I love a St. Bernard, it'll let me love it. A St. Bernard is not going to confuse sex with love because we're not going to have sex. Hey, you know how we end these videos? Good to be rid of you. Thank you for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or do not get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and your sister's too. And no victim left behind.